Welcome to the Speak Uneasy, a safe space where cancel culture does not exist because we are in a different prohibition era.
I've got the alcoholic blues. No more beer, my heart don't care. Goodbye, whiskey, you used to make me frisky. So long, highball, so long, gin. Oh, tell me when you're coming back again. Blues, I've got the blues since the amputated my boobs. Lordy, Lordy, war is swell. You know, I don't have to tell. Oh, I've got the alcoholic blues, some blues. Prohibition, that's the name. Prohibition drives me insane. I'm so thirsty, soon I'll die. I simply grind, evaporate, I just that dry. I wouldn't mind to live forever in a train if my thirst had only let me quench, and not with Bevo or ginger ale. I want real stuff by the
You're very exceptionary. No dictionary can define what's genuinely indescribable. Very exceptionary. No ordinary phrase can capture you. Now some might say that you're tremendous. You are so much more stupendous, so magnificent, so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase we'll have to do. It's true for my very exceptionary you. some might say that you're tremendous. You are so much more stupendous, so magnificent, so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase will have to do, it's true, for my very exceptionary, for my very exceptionary you.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of This Is News with me, the bartender, and my co-host, Mr. C of the Mr. C Report. Before we get started, let us start with our before we get started to that portion of the show, let's start with our random read for the night. This random read comes from the book of John, chapter 20, verses 11 through 18. Mary Magdalene sees Jesus. But Mary stood without at the sepulchre weeping. And as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre, and seeth two angels in white sitting, the one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain. And they said unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? She saith unto them, Because they have taken away my Lord, and I know not where they have laid him. And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Jesus standing, and knew not that it was Jesus. Jesus said unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou? She, supposing him to be the gardener, saith unto him, Sir, if you have borne him hence, tell me where thou hast laid him, and I will take him away. Jesus said unto her, Mary. She turned herself and said unto him, Rabboni, which is to say, Master. Jesus said unto her, Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and your God. Mary Magdalene came and told the disciples that she had seen the Lord, and that he had spoken these things unto her. Once again, that random read comes from the book of John, chapter 20, verses 11 through 18. Mary Magdalene sees Jesus. You know, every time I get to read like the resurrection and all that stuff, it just gives me chills. It just gives me chills because I know it's going to be coming real soon again. Anyhow, before I introduce my co-host, tonight's cocktail. Let me change this, man. Dude keeps serving that up. There we go. Okay, so tonight's cocktail that I'll be making is called Green Eyes Gin Cocktail. So let's go ahead and get started with this so I can introduce my co-host. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 1.5 ounces of gin. Let me just work this here real quick. All right, I'm going to pour 1.5 ounces of gin into the shaker. I'm still feeling I guess I'm still feeling a little, not sick, but I got some residuals going, you know? After being congested and stuff like that over the weekend. I hate having the residuals because, you know, it feels like you're still sick, but you're not. In actuality, you still have a little bit of that icky stuff going on. Okay, so next we're going to take 3/4 ounce of freshly squeezed lime. I can't even talk. We're going to dump that into the shaker here. Next, we're going to take 3/4 ounce of green chartreuse. All right. Let's. There we go. I'm making a mess on my desk. I should start doing this at the bar. I really should. All right. Pour that into the shaker there. Next. We're going to take a half ounce of syrup. Okay, and the reason why I was giggling is because my dumb butt didn't bring any ice. So if you guys would just excuse me for a minute, I'm going to have this one unprofessional moment on the show, and I'm going to grab some ice. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. Let me get some ice. All right, I apologize for that. That was so unprofessional. Unprofessional. Here we go for the shake now. All righty. If there's anybody at the bar, let's go ahead and pour this into the rocks glass. All right. This looks pretty good. I mean, it seems like a refreshing drink because it's gin, lime. I got some simple syrup in there. We're going to garnish this beautiful thing with maraschino cherries. So let me get a couple here. Trying to fight the cherry here. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm trying to poke this thing with a toothpick. Okay, got it. All right, go ahead and drop that in there for garnish. And voila. We got the I don't know, man, what is it called again? We got the Green Eyes gin cocktail. Here's to you guys. Cheers. That is okay. It's okay. It's an okay cocktail. Hello, Sazzy Q. What's going on? Good evening. Thank you for coming to the bar here. I apologize for not having ice earlier. I had to run real quick and put some ice into the shaker. Glad to see you here tonight. Okay, so without further ado, let's go introduce my co-host for the night. Let me just get him unmute on my end here. Mr. C, are you there? What a No. I didn't need. No, I'm not using ice for the cocktail. I had to use ice to shake the cocktail. No, no, it's not. It's not the same difference. It does something to the cocktail. I don't know, man. It does. I don't know the science behind it, man. I mean, no, not necessarily. I mean, it gives it a little bit of dilution too. It gives the cocktail a little bit of a dilution, because some when you're drinking a cocktail, you need to dilute it in order to get a good flavor for it. Yeah. Well, I mean, anyhow, how was your show, man? How was your show? You had a very. I was not watching, but I was like lurking and listening a little bit because I was doing last minute stuff. And man, you're doing we had this discussion before the show begun, and you hold on, because hold on. Okay, hold on for a moment. Let me fix. Yeah, I'm having amateur night here tonight. Hold on for a moment, man. Hold on.
Test. Well, you're just getting
okay, here we go.
healed
We got
and
you.
well.
We got you on now. Oh, jeez.
All right.
I
You can hear me.
I apologize for that, man.
No worries. I wasn't saying anything that was life-saving or anything.
But I was saying that we had a discussion prior to the show beginning. Man,
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you've been doing a really good job with the whole voter fraud, reporting.
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I, I'm one of those guys that even though I don't listen, I kind of hear things. I'm like, dude, this dude is doing a really good job about that, because I don't think anybody out there is doing anything about voter fraud. Because I still bump into like news stuff a little bit on YouTube, or when I'm doing some downloading of music, I browse through stuff, and nobody. I mean, granted, after 2,000 Mules, and now
Well, yeah. Now all of a sudden,
Exactly.
everyone knows who True the Vote is, right?
Yeah,
We've only been sharing their stories since last July.
right?
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm sure that this is a fad that I do not want to end. So let everyone jump on board the True the Vote ballot trafficking, train. Choo choo, because that's a good thing, right? If they're talking about it, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. But
Yeah, but you were the first one that did this, though.
Am I? Was I?
I
don't
mean,
know.
I would think so. Dude, like, we've had the discussion way before about you pressing for, voter fraud.
Yeah,
Like, you were so adamant about reporting about nothing. You said to me personally that this is the most important thing, and
at the moment, well, I mean, because it's endangered and it's very important. That was my whole impetus for going on, aside from like sharing news that I didn't think was getting out there. But of course, that was before I even like heard about like the foxhole or something like that. I didn't know that there was a whole platform of people that did share the news that was relevant, so that was cool. But I don't know that I ever looked around enough or watched other shows to see if they were mentioning voter fraud. I imagine that they would be. It's important. But I've heard that too from other people. As far as like my reporting on elections and fraud and stuff like that.
I guess I'm biased then. I'm biased.
No,
man.
I mean I've heard other people say that it's kind of a niche that I have, and I'm like, niche, it's news.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think I'm also kind of fortunate too, because for one, it's a really, really important topic that needs to be discussed and talked about. And for two, there's a variety of stories to share on the topic, unlike a topic like, say, like the Federal Reserve Central Bank. I mean, you can only talk about that so much. And that is another topic that I think is just right underneath voter fraud. I mean, it used to be my number one topic was Federal Reserve. That was the thing that I just would go on and on about, and I would do like an hour show like a few times a week, just ranting like Alex Jones about the Federal Reserve. But there's only so many angles that you can come up with in finance and the Federal Reserve, but with election fraud and integrity, the stories are bountiful.
Yeah. No, I agree. I did catch a little bit of 2,000 Mules, and I was blown away, man.
Yeah.
And I was blown away with the people who were defending that there was no voter fraud. I'm like,
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
That they could
man.
still say that. Do we have one of those articles for tonight's show? No, just kidding.
we might have.
Yeah, debunking them, right? No, just kidding.
We might have, man. It's ridiculous, dude. Like, either they're that ignorant or they're really trying hard to lie really good. And it's just, I don't know. For people like us,
or they're super super prideful and ego like driven. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to
No,
admit
I
that
don't
they're
think
wrong.
so, man. I don't think so. I think
Narcissists?
no, I think that they're just trying to lie through their teeth, man.
Yeah.
And they can't fool people like us,
No.
who knows what's been going on for years and years and years.
Hmm.
It's just unfortunate that a lot of people, like, I don't know, especially younger people, they don't care about this stuff.
Well, we got to train them up the right way. We got to train them up the right way.
Is there still
it's
hope?
not. Ye who have lost all hope. Yes, there's still hope. Of course there is. I don't think it's fair to discount or write off any generation or any person. You know what I mean? And yes, I do believe that there is still hope. But the thing about it is that rather than, I don't know, just lamenting how lost and tragic their generations are, we need to give them a chance, show them that the door is open and that we're approachable, and that also that there's still hope for them. And there was something else I was going to say on top of that too.
Well,
I cannot remember right now.
I would be accepting to the younger generation, and
We have to set the example as well.
I know
That's what I was gonna say.
understand that too, but I think the majority of young people, and
I think that's just your Gen Xer poison, sir. I know plenty
No,
of
no,
Gen
no, no, no,
Xers.
no, no.
Many of my siblings are.
you gotta
Haven't
look.
you ever seen any of the John Cusack movies? Gen Xer, like he's totally, totally negative and depressed. And
No, it has no. You're talking about like say anything.
Haven't you
or
ever
anything.
seen High Fidelity? No, just kidding.
No, but I seen say anything. But no, the reason why I say that's because not necessarily their fault. I mean, look what has happened with the school systems, dude. It's a breeding ground for
And who are their teachers? Millennials and Gen Xers.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, so we absolutely have a part of the role in
we
future
do.
generations.
Yeah,
We absolutely do. If I were to just discredit them and shut them out, then I'm not giving them a chance, and that means I've given up on them. And
look,
I
I'm not
can't do
not
that,
either.
so.
I'm not giving up, but just based on what I see, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the internet and things are more accessible to see, that all we see are the ridiculous things, right? And part of this show is based on ridiculousness.
True that.
So I mean, maybe it's because it's just so accessible to see so much dumb shit going on that maybe that's kind of the reason why my thinking for these young people have kind of, I don't know.
See not with your eyes, my friend. See not with your eyes.
I mean, that's what I got eyes for, Hold on, man. This thing's okay.
Yeah, it's part of your training. You can't help it. So
observant, man.
Saziq says, I have about 5 younger peeps that ask me for info and I take it easy, but tell them.
That's good. That's good. We should always be open to that. But those are probably the younger people who have not accepted what they're learning in school, though.
See, so you see, there is hope.
I never. I just question it. I just question if there is hope or not. I just question it. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm pessimistic about it.
I don't know. Speak for the future being so bright. It sounds pretty grim.
Well, I mean, we've had this discussion about it having to be bad first because everything
it doesn't have to be, but according to some standards, it does.
No, because the reason why I say that's because things have to purge out. The bad has to purge out, and that's what I mean by it has to get worse first, because everything that's bad about things that are going on have to come out. And that's what I mean. I don't necessarily mean like, oh, doom and gloom. What I'm saying is that everything bad needs to be shown into the light and needs to be purged out.
This is true.
And that's the reason why I say it has to get worse before it gets better, because without purging out, it doesn't get clean.
I do feel like that is also a matter of perspective. I was just saying that on my show tonight about, oh yes, I know it's supposed to get darker before it gets, dawn or gets light or whatever. But when you put it in the terms of like purging, it makes me think, well, how does one purge, right? One can just like vomit and be sick and get it out. Or, another way of purging is like through hard work and exercise. And so it's really a matter of perspective. And is it hard? Yes. But the way that it is approached will also reflect the way one thinks about a purge, because there are healthy ways to purge too.
I agree, but either way,
Either way, you have to experience pain.
exactly. That's exactly what I was
No,
going
you
to say.
masochist. Exactly. I was not expecting you to just you jerk.
Well, hey man, you brought it up that way, because even when you do quote exercise, you're still going through some stuff that you don't necessarily want to do, dude.
Well, that's all in one's attitude.
It is. But I'll
Yeah.
use myself as an example. Like today, I did my HIIT workout today. Like today was, I did not work out on Monday or Friday because I was feeling sick. Coming back to today, dude, it sucked. It totally sucked, man.
Was your body like, no?
No, it wasn't my body that was saying no. It was all the residuals that I had from having congestion.
Oh, you got to sweat it out, sir.
Yeah, and I was kind of having a hard time breathing too because of all this stuff, but that sucked. And I wouldn't say I was in pain, but it was discomfort. So I would say that we have to go through some kind of discomfort, if not pain.
Well, I'll let you do that. No, just kidding. No, because it is a state of mind. I mean, like I learned a while back that really cheesy, corny saying, mind over matter, really does have some applications in real life. And I can tell you what, like I remember when I was before I had knee surgery, I had it was like a cyst in my tendon. And man, that thing hurt so bad that, like, I mean, I couldn't walk. I mean, I
excuses.
Could barely move. Well, that's the way it was. And the only way I was able to get around that was by transforming the pain I felt into something else. And I was able to do it in order to cope with the discomfort, but at least it wasn't hurting me as bad as it was when I was focusing on the pain,
Right.
And I think the same could be said about any activity one chooses to take in life, whether that is a hard project or a really tough workout. And you might be saying, damn it, why'd I start this? Now I got to finish. Or
No, I've always had that attitude of I just keep pressing on. I've always had that attitude, no matter what. And don't get me wrong, was I feeling discomforted today? Yeah, I was. But I
got it done.
I got it done, and I felt good. I felt good doing it. I had that sense of accomplishment when everything was said and done. So you're right about the state of mind part. Don't get me wrong. Like my outlook on like, for example, my workouts, prior to working out, I'm like, oh, we got to do this. But then as I'm like doing it, it just keeps going and going, and I just keep going and going and going. And when I get done, I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I did it. I finished, and I worked out really good and hard. So it's a sense of accomplishment, I always look at the end of it, and I kind of tell myself too. I kind of tell myself in my brain, and this is probably because, my old job, I tell myself in my brain, don't be a bitch, get it done.
That's the way to talk to yourself. Speak.
No, that's what, when I'm working out, I tell myself that. Or because my coworkers, which some of them have become really good friends, where we would like talk smack to each other, and I can hear their voice, man. I can hear that, like, oh, you're just a little bitch, man. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna finish this. So I kind of use that to I guess add fuel to my workouts or whatever.
Well, if it gets you across the finish line,
Hey, it did. It does. It always does. and I feel a lot better every time I finish it. So, you know.
Very cool. Very cool.
Cool. All right. So
Sir.
shall we get started with tonight's ridiculousness? You know, did you see the description for the show that I put today?
No, I didn't.
I put there. Okay, I'll read it right now. Like,
Go for it.
okay, I put there. The bar will be opened for our weekly. Wait. Hold on. The bar will be open for another night of. I don't even know what to call it anymore. So that's how I opened it up, because you know, some of these things that we're not reporting, we're just reading articles and giving our opinions about it. A lot of these things that we find are just
they can be quite cringy sometimes, that's for damn sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
But fun to talk about. I know for my part tonight, I brought some articles that I guess are a little bit more
serious.
I would say more streamlined towards what people in who look at alternative media generally goes for. Not so much like the gag or the bizarre or the mind-boggling or the cringy tonight. But they're still floating in that same vein. Something to laugh about.
I kind of had one article that I was gonna use, but I don't know, man. It kind of sounded kind of really dumb. So I just said,
really?
Nah,
What was it?
Okay, so we'll call it an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I'll tell you my honorable mention, and you'll be glad I didn't share it. Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so the story of the honorable mention was supposedly some girl who was wearing these, I don't know, these revealing tight shorts, jean shorts. And she ended up going to the hospital because she got some kind of infection on her booty. Her booty hole got some kind of infection.
How did she get something?
I don't know. I did not read. I only saw the headline.
Let me see. Daisy Duke's booty hole infection. Let's see if I can find it.
No, but she was supposed to have some kind of surgery, but
oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Sorry. A whole bunch of weird searches that I would not recommend younger than 18 show up whenever I type that in. I'm all like, I don't even look at that.
Oh boy. Let's go ahead and get this started.
Wait, let me tell you my cringe.
Your honorable mention? Yeah. Go ahead.
It's right up there. It was apparently Madonna has new non-fungible token porn.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Madonna has NFT porn. You know what NFTs are, right? Like, it's the latest
NFTs
meta thing.
Yeah,
all it is freaking graphics.
It's a scam, dude. NFTs are a scam, bro.
Like, I make graphics on my computer all the time. You're telling me that I can charge them for $1,000? And how can you guarantee no one's going to copy it? I've seen NFTs that look exactly like, but yet because there's one pixel off, they're unique. Anyways, Madonna released a set of NFTs that are her. It's basically, I guess they call it porn, right? But she's naked and she's like giving birth to like trees and like it's and you can see her hoo-hoo dilly. Like you can see her.
Well, I mean,
see her turkey sandwich.
Okay. Did I tell that story here?
No,
I don't think I did. I don't think I have.
That could be an inside joke. No, unless you want to. It's up to you, sir. I'll leave that up to you.
I'll save it, man. I'll save it.
Save it for another.
I will probably save that if when the time does come to reveal this mug of mine.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll save it for that.
That'll be your coming out story.
Yeah, you almost got me. Yeah. You almost got me spitting my cocktail.
Well, I'm not talking about the closet, sir.
Oh my gosh, man.
But yeah, so I was like, nah, I don't think that story's worth it. No one wants to hear about trees and centipedes coming out of Madonna's.
Oh my, centipedes? Oh,
centipedes.
Gross, man. That is so gross.
Yeah, the tagline of the article was like, Madonna, please stop expressing yourself. Yeah, so I was like, no, we'll go with the other ones. I think the other stories will be better to share. So,
Who wants to see her? I mean, back in the 80s, she did pose nude.
oh yeah.
I think it was either Playboy or Penthouse one.
Oh,
And I was all trying to find that stuff because, of course,
Oh,
back in the 80s, I was, I was a little boy in the 80s.
you were probably hot for Kelly Bundy, weren't you? Just
Who's
kidding.
that? Who's Kelly Bundy? I don't know.
You don't know Marriage with Children?
Oh
Married with
no,
Children? No. Oh my God, that's classic. Every
No.
dysfunctional family sat around the couch and watched it together. I'm just kidding.
Oh, are you talking about Christina Applegate's character?
Yeah.
Oh hell
yeah.
yeah, dude! What guy
That's
did?
what I was talking about,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, because I never I mean I know the show Married with Children, but I never really got into it. I didn't really understand it back when I was younger. I didn't understand it.
Then you had a functional family. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right. I
What
sure
what are these
did.
people doing?
The hell I had a functional family. I came from a broken home, dude. I came from a really effed up background. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, we're veering into other topics here, but I'll just say this in short. I'm surprised that I'm in the position where I'm at right now. I'm surprised that I'm the type of father that I am right now. I'm surprised that I'm the type of husband I am right now because of my experience.
Well, hey, it did not kill you. It made you stronger, sir.
Absolutely. And there should be no excuse for any man that comes from a broken home to, you have the choice to stop the cycle. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to stop the cycle, so, Sazzy Q says, back to the natural remedies seriously works. We are in the 70s today when this weird fog rolled off the lake and turned into a Stephen King flick. Where the hell do you live? What state are you in?
Sounds like she's on a Great Lake. No, just kidding. I don't know.
Michigan?
Could it be Michigan?
Is that how Mexicans say it? Michigan?
Michigan.
All right.
Racist. No, just kidding.
No, I'm not.
You might look like a Mexican, but you ain't a Mexican. No, just
nope,
kidding.
I sure ain't. And did I ever tell you that story?
Which one?
I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so before we get into the articles,
Mhm.
I'll tell you a little story of my old job. Okay, so when I was
The
working,
one in the jail.
yes,
right?
yes. Okay, so when I used to work in the jail, right, and this was back in Southern California, Orange County to be exact. So sometimes these guys who get arrested, I would assume they're of maybe
The cholos.
They're no, not cholos. They're Hispanic. I'm not sure if they're from Mexico or if they're from South America. But nonetheless, they couldn't speak English. Pardon me. So you've seen me before, Mr. C, and I guess you can confuse me as somebody who's Hispanic.
Someone from the Spanish, Spaniard or Spanish or Hispanic or something.
And I'm not. And I don't speak Spanish. I mean, I understand a little bit. Because of the, I work with people I used to work with people who spoke Spanish all the time. And, I'd catch phrases here and there, not to mention that, by ethnicity, I'm Filipino. And there are some words that are kind of similar with the whole Spanish and Hispanic, and, Filipino. There's words that are kind of similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of these guys would come in and I try to give them instructions in English, not knowing how to speak Spanish, right? And they just turn around to me and start speaking, they start asking me in Spanish if I speak Spanish. And I say, no. I tell them, no, I don't speak Spanish. I even try to tell them, no habla. I'll tell them.
And they're like, no me gritas, güey. No me gritas.
So then, they don't believe me and they start speaking, I don't know, they start speaking Spanish to me. And, I look at my partner looks at me, and I look back at some of these guys and I'll start speaking Japanese to them because I speak Japanese. And dude, these guys would freaking lose their shit. They give me that look of like, holy shit, dude, this guy wasn't lying. Like he doesn't, I tell them that, yeah, I'm what do you call? I'm Chino, which is I guess that's how you say Asian in like
in a rude way.
yeah. So I tell them like, yeah, I'm Chino, right? And they don't believe me. So then I start speaking to them in Japanese, and then they just start freaking out, dude. And I said, see, I told you, man. How does it feel when you don't understand what the hell I'm saying? So, it was just one of those things my coworkers would be cracking up. Even my Hispanic coworkers would be cracking up, dude. They thought that shit was funny, dude.
That's hilarious.
So I just thought I'd share that. I don't even know how we got to that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and start off with yours.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and start off with your article to start with.
All righty.
Okay, let me
This one should be fun. It's very timely. It's very timely.
Let me do a screen share with you here real quick. You see that?
I do.
Okay, here we go. All right, it's all you, bud.
Okay. Well, all right. So I chose this story because it's very timely, as I said, but also it's an interesting part of this entire story, narrative, whatever, that some people either don't know or they don't realize is actually true. Is what exactly is the origin of the Steele dossier? That is right, the Steele dossier from the Trump PP dossier. Why do they call it the Trump PP dossier? One might wonder, or maybe one doesn't. So anyways, I was they did a story on it. Let's go ahead and share it.
Okay, wait.
It is kind of absurd.
Before you go further, so they call this the Steele dossier. So who's Steele?
The dude in the picture right there. His name is Christopher Steele.
Oh, okay.
And he's the primary guy who gave them. He was what do you call it? Contracted by like the Clinton Foundation campaign.
This is the whole Russia bullshit, right?
It's part of it. Yes,
Okay.
a big part of it. And he's a former MI6 spy from the United Kingdom. Okay, and this is why it's really apt to say this is news, because you would have thought back in 2016, 17, when this story hit the major newspaper racks, that you'd be like, this is news, like, are you sure this ain't fake, right? Because of how absurd it is. I mean, as the PP dossier goes, Trump went and spent a night at like the Ritz-Carlton in Russia and got the same suite that Michael and Obama sodomized on.
Michael.
What did I say? Yeah, Barack and Michael Obama, right? Did I say that right? Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, wherever they were sodomizing each other. Barry and Michael.
There
right?
you go.
Barry and Michael.
There you go.
Barry and Big Mike. Where they were sodomizing each other in Russia, right? And so, just because they were sodomizing in Russian hotel, they decided, Christopher Steele here and a couple of other characters decided to spin a story that President Trump rented the same presidential suite and had a golden showers party on top of two Russian prostitutes in the very bed that Barry and Big Mike sodomized.
Big Mike? I'm sorry, shit's hilarious.
Have you ever seen that thing hanging?
Dude, I've seen the fucking dance clips on Oprah. Not that I was watching Oprah.
No. You ain't seen nothing, dude.
No, I don't want to see anything.
There is you think that the Ellen and the Oprah dancing, or like the little
Ellen.
In her
it was Ellen. Yeah,
you think that is very telling? I mean, that is almost has reasonable doubt, right? Like maybe she had a swollen camel toe that day, right? Or something like that, maybe she forgot to shave and it bumped it up.
No, man,
No. I have a video, guys. Okay, and it is Big Mike leading some building, right, and being escorted by the Secret Service, wearing like, you know, like
Pants.
a white casual
Yes,
type
I
of,
seen that. Yes, I seen that.
and you know, very
She's-
thin
it's
type of
it's
material.
it's
And
picking itself going down the stairs, right?
when it's going down the stairs, that thing is bouncing. Okay, there's no question. There's no it's not a little bump. It's not a pronounced camel
Was
toe.
it a
It's not
pogo stick?
protracted, you know, it's not a protracted vagina. You know, it's not an enlarged or swollen labia.
Forgot to
It
tuck that
is-
day.
yeah, no. Yeah, number one rule, right? If you're not going to go post op,
my
is
gosh.
always carry some duct tape with you. Okay, Big Mike. All right.
Oh man.
So,
Oh.
Lost Mom says she's seen that video.
Oh.
His
Hello.
put a link in the chat, and I thought it was the link to the video for a minute. It's for
No,
your,
it's Kiss. It's Kiss.
it's
help
for
me
your
get-
store. I was like, oh dang, Kiss has it. I'm just kidding.
Hello, Kiss. Good evening. Thanks for coming by, and thank you for dropping those links once again. Thank you, Lost Mom 18. I'm sorry, Lost Mom 815. Thanks for being here. Sea Dragon, what's going on? Man, what a way to start this off, man. Talking
Right?
about Big Mike.
You want to talk about absurd? You know what's absurd? That, like, along with all of the world leaders and celebrities and anyone of note or with wealth are, like, you know, Luciferian or satanic or something like that. It's becoming really weird, but it might actually be true that a lot of these people are transgender as well. Like, that's weird. And then, like, I'm like, why didn't we ever see this before? Like, why is it now that we can see that? It's almost like, I mean, there's so many of them speak that, like, I'm like, they're all transgender. If you're looking at a man, you're looking at a woman. If you're looking at a woman, you're looking at a man.
I've
I'm not saying they all are, but there's a strong case that a lot of them are. And
Yes.
it's kind of freaky.
Yeah,
It's kind of freaky.
and it's not
I'm
o-
like, this whole time,
it's not only in political circles either. It's
No,
it's
not at all.
celebrities. It's
Yeah,
It's
yeah. It's crazy,
yeah, it
dude.
is.
I'm
It
like,
is.
was their spell that strong on us that we never realized, like, what they were?
And I've even seen, like, I don't know, videos of accusing certain celebrities, and then these celebrities will be on, like, magazines, and females would like want to be like them, not knowing that that celebrity's actually a man. So, yeah, I mean,
And imagine the hetero male fawning over a woman that is actually a man and he
Mhm.
doesn't know. You know, they say that triggers a certain type of energy that the satanic forces feed off of when the male desires a transgendered without realizing. And same thing with the women and the men. Like, say all the women that fawn over Justin Trudeau, but now I cannot look at Justin without seeing a chin and jaw implants and thinking of him as a soft-skinned lesbian with some type of, like,
No,
gender assignment surgery.
I think he's
No,
a
no.
I think he's
Take another look at him. Take another look at him. And then, like, this Nina Jankowicz, the new disinformation, like, troll, that's a man. Like, that is a man. Like, she's a man. Like, I have no doubt in my mind.
What's
that
the
is a
name
man.
again?
Nina Jankowicz, the one that's the
remind me to look.
disinformation
Yeah,
czar.
remind me to look that up after the show.
It's a man. Like,
You've been watching too much Mag Bitter Truth or something, man. You ever heard of Mag Bitter Truth?
I've never heard of that. No, what is
Oh,
Mag Bitter
man.
Truth?
Mag Bitter Truth.
Mag Bitter.
MAG.
Never heard of it. Is that like something like with the mags you put on your car?
No,
Something like
this
that?
guy calls out. He says straight up, like, every celebrity, everybody in
is he the one
Hollywood.
that, like, this is a dude?
Yeah,
it's
it's a
dude,
man.
Is he
It's a
like,
man.
It's a man. Yeah. I didn't know that was his name, but I've seen he's like Jamaican or something, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
yeah, he's like, oh no, man, that is a dude, man. That is not a woman, but they want you to believe.
Yep.
I'm like, that dude, man, like, I couldn't stand his voice the first time I heard the video, but then I was like, that is catchy.
Oh, there goes Tone Jack. He's saying it. Bam.
Yeah. He's very emphatic, that man is.
Dude,
very
he's
emphatic.
hilarious. I used to watch that shit at work all the time. all the time. And like, you know, I'd be like, for example, I think one of them was like, who was the celebrity? It was I think it was like Jennifer Lopez or something, and he was like, Jennifer Lopez is a man. Bam. And then, dude, my coworkers look at me like, no, please don't.
Oh, suddenly they ain't so secure in their sexuality, are they? Well, it's not their fault. They trick them, you know. It's always that way. They always trick them.
Yeah, no,
And,
I agree.
You know, then all of a sudden, when you know there's
Tone Jack, thank you so much.
Stand in the bed. No,
Tone Jack, thank you for the can, my brother. And yeah, he says, bam, he never misses.
Bam.
So I guess I'm assuming that Tone Jack sees it. He watches his videos too. It's hilarious, man.
I've seen a couple of them. I didn't know that's all he did, though. I mean, I saw one where he was talking about like fake content or fake patriots, and that was funny too.
Yeah,
that was real funny.
He's got a whole bunch of stuff that he does. Yeah, shit, that dude's funny, man. He's funny.
Has he ever done a Big Mike one? I'm sure he has.
Oh, come on. Come on, dude. That's like one of the most obvious ones right there.
He's like, that's where Big Mike came from.
It's a man. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Look at the feet. Look at those ankles.
That's hilarious. You do a good impression of him.
Because I used to watch those videos all the time, man. Shit was funny, man.
I'll never forget his name now. He
goes by different channels, but one of the most popular is like Mag Bitter Truth or some shit like that. Kiss, thank you so much for the 2 cookies. Thank you so much. Yeah, so he has these. I think he's on BitChute too. So if you can't, because it's hard to find his shit on YouTube, you can find his stuff on BitChute for sure. But he's hilarious, man. He's
interesting.
And to top things off, like if you read the comment section, dude, everybody's agreeing with him.
I mean, I believe the videos I saw. I think the one I saw was like on Will Smith's kid that he done. I think I saw that one. Like,
dude, he reversed the role. He reversed the roles of both his children.
Well, I don't know. Like, I still think the boy might be a boy. I could be wrong, but definitely the daughter is a boy. 100%. Bam! Look at that Adam's apple, man. Look at that Adam's apple. Look at the legs. Look at the waist. That's the waist of a man.
Put a bomb on it. Let's get to this article, man. We're having too much fun here.
All right. Let's get to the Still PP dossier. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, absurd. Tawdry. I mean, basically, they made it up sitting around a bar having beers.
Who?
Anyways, you'll see in the article.
Okay.
You'll see. Okay. So it says, we've known for some time, thanks to the efforts of Special Counsel John Durham.
Okay, hold on. Before you get any further, dude, like, is there any, like, have we seen John Durham at least live or something like this?
Around. Also, I hear people saying he's dead, he's not real, he's a figment of someone's imagination, he's an animation, he's computer generated. I think that the man is just private and he doesn't want to be bothered by the press.
I don't buy that.
I've seen several videos with him.
I don't buy that,
but then
man.
they said that they were fake videos. And I was like, I've seen, like, there's a whole channel that has videos of him. And I even played one on the C Report one time, right when the Durham thing started again. I played a video that day, you know, about Durham being back, and he's all, I'm back from the dead. And then, like, you know, he starts talking about it and saying how he's the Punisher, etc. But then someone told me that all of those videos are fake, like they're made up. And I'm like, I don't know how they make this up. I guess they've got really good deep fake technology or something like that. But
I don't know, man. I
know people are like, he's had a seasoned career. He's very respected. He's had a lot of cases. So how is it that they only have like 3 pictures of him?
Right? That's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, and every time they mention him or have a story about, it's the same dang picture, dude. It's the same freaking picture.
Some people don't like having their pictures taken. I mean, think about the high profile cases he's running.
But
they want him dead.
Look how many freaking cameras there are, though. I mean, if he's working in DC, you're telling me that there's no multiple camera angles in every building that there is?
Maybe he utilizes like the FBI disguising masks, and maybe he's in disguise before he goes to
So
see the judge,
so
or
what you're telling
running
me?
in and out of the FBI office.
So what you're suggesting is probably the picture that is out of him is not really his face too?
No, I think that is him. I just think that maybe he goes incognito now, since all of this started. I mean, for crying out loud, I thought he was like on a Caribbean island with a Mai Tai and Bill Barr for a long time, but
Not with Elvis?
apparently. Bomb!
Bam!
There you go. You do it better than I do.
All right, let's continue on.
So yeah, John Durham. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see here. Because of John Durham, we've learned that the Steele dossier was a Clinton camp fabrication.
Yep, it sure was.
Now
I
we
remember
know
that.
why the allegations it contained were so lurid, clumsy, and to anyone with an iota of sense, obviously fake.
Mm-hmm.
A Wall Street Journal deep dive reveals that Steele's central charges were based on idle gossip, not from intel community insiders with vast source networks. Sounds like a lot of our content creators. No, just kidding. From a trio of unremarkable hacks with zero insight into covert affairs, whose only real connections were to the Clinton world and maybe Russia. What an embarrassment for the countless reporters and TV personalities who talked up this tawdry nonsense from total outsiders as a democracy-saving scoop, and for the FBI, which took Steele so seriously. And so I don't understand how there can't be repercussions, of course. I mean, none of them are like, I retract or I was wrong. Of course they're not.
Okay,
Gonna say that.
weren't there a few Congress people who were in the Intel committee to kind of
All of them. No, just kidding. Who? Adam Schiff? No, just kidding.
yeah, that piece of Schiff, and also Pelosi was one of them, right?
They all knew. All of them had this, and they knew because of this Steele dossier, of course. And then, Lindsey Graham and John McCain, they were also involved in it too. I mean, they saw it before, they recommended it be handed over, and they all knew. I mean, really, you can't find anything else on Trump, and you're going to try and get him on some story about him peeing on prostitutes just because Obama sodomized with Barry on that bed.
Dang,
I mean,
dude,
Obama with Big Mike.
Sounds like a play of R. Kelly's book.
Well, maybe it was R. Kelly and Big Mike and the Olsen twins.
What?
Just cool. I mean, we need some prostitutes somewhere, anyways. Okay, so I'm just filling in the blanks, ad lib style.
Oh my goodness.
Anyhow, it says the nun titties. Is that what that says?
The what?
Hold on, it's too small. Let me expand it real quick. What does that word say? Yeah, the nonatites.
What kind of word is that?
I have never heard of such a word.
Me neither.
Anyways, and I know words. Anyways, it looks like nun titties. Anyways. The non-titties?
Nonities?
The nonities?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's nonities.
Really, New York Post? Did you just make up a word? Anyways.
Probably.
The
Must be a
nonities
liberal.
were...
Must be a liberal.
It's rubbing off. Dem stalwart and PR man Charles Dolan Jr., Olga Galkina, paid flack of a Russian tech entrepreneur and the primary researcher on the dossier, Igor Danchenko. So you get Dolan, Olga, and Danchenko together at a bar, and they come up with this crazy ass story about President Trump, and it's just like the imagination these people have, right? Like that's what they came up with.
Yeah, exactly. That's I was about to say. Like, there's not much of an imagination if you're gonna come up with a story like that.
I hear certain levels of masonry and Luciferianism. Yeah, it's all about the golden scat parties and stuff like that. So that's like another level of evil, right?
Yep.
Oh man, that makes me sick. Dolan, the apparent source for, among other fantasies. So it was that dirty old man, Charles Dolan, Hillary Clinton's old buddy, is the one that came up with the majority of this. Okay. The apparent source for, among other fantasies, the tale of Trump cavorting with prostitutes at a Moscow hotel, was shocked that some of his chatter was published and reported on as a fact. Dolan said, I'm hoping that this is exposed as fake news mere hours after the dossier saw the light of day. No one
Jeez.
reported on that or what? Like, they were like, hold that statement. Keep that out of press. And then the media just ran with this.
Of course they did.
How depraved.
That's
right?
how desperate they were, man.
How depraved.
They were
And,
they were saying, dude, we just got to get something out just to stain Trump. We got to get it out.
someone had to have been like, I can't believe that the FBI is actually running with this. Someone had to have some sense of self-preservation. Like,
Jeez.
oh my goodness. It says Galkina, a school buddy of Danchenko's, came up with the totally bogus storylines about first Carter Page and then Michael Cohen serving as Donald Trump's Kremlin cutouts, and helped drag her employer, Alexei Gubarev, into the muck by alleging with no real evidence that he and his company had aided internet attacks against Hillary Clinton. Wow.
Hey, wasn't that I forgot the name of that guy. The Greek last name. What's his name? He was part of this too,
Papadopoulos?
right? Huh?
Papadopoulos?
Yeah, he was part of this too, right?
He was, but it had to do with lunch with like the Australian Prime Minister, someone from Australia, and that he lied to him or something like that.
But it
John
was
Papadopoulos, right? George Papadopoulos.
George. Yes, it was George. Yeah. And it was part of the Steele dossier, wasn't it?
It was involved in all of this, yeah. Because Papadopoulos was working on Trump's team. So I mean, it was really about taking out the Trump team.
Yeah, but he was he wasn't like one of the higher ups in the Trump camp. He was more like a lower level guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, mid to lower.
Yeah, I would
mid-level
say
or so.
probably
mid-level or so. Like on the team. But yeah, they were just really trying to take out anyone, I guess, that maybe wouldn't play ball or wouldn't work with them or give them the dirt, or that they knew wasn't like anti-Trump or whatever. Probably there were other things going on there too. It says Danchenko, now under indictment for lying to the FBI, passed on these findings orally to British well, I mean, you never know, to British ex-spy James Bond Christopher Steele, who'd forbidden him to write notes. Steele then ran with it all as he, or the Fusion GPS's sleaze merchants who'd hired him after Clinton lawyer Mark Elias hired them, claimed it all came from his supposed Russian sources, or alternately, sources close to Trump. Steele doesn't speak Russian, by the way. Top FBI officials used it as the basis for spying on the Trump campaign. Intelligence community bigs at least pretended to take it seriously. This, when Director of National Intelligence John Q. Brennan.
Oh, there he is.
John O'Brennan.
That guy's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah, he is. That dude's committed so much treason. It's not even funny. Like,
well, he's very arrogant too.
But treason, dude, like he's committed hard treason, not even light treason.
Yeah,
heavy
but
treason.
I agree. I agree with that statement. But he is so arrogant. He is so. Yeah. He thinks. Yeah. I mean, there could.
I remember the hearings. Yeah.
I mean. There could be truth to him being untouchable, but
I don't think he is. I don't think he's untouchable.
Well, he's very arrogant, man.
He is. He is a smug son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That is for damn sure. Mm-hmm. Smug son of a bitch. Not that I know him or anything, but just from obviously I don't know him.
The way anyways, just by the way he presents himself,
Uh-huh. I don't think he's untouchable though. Like
He sure
we
is.
haven't gotten
He acts like he is.
well, we haven't gotten to Act 3 of the Durham investigation trial, you know, and I think as this sentence concludes that it's going to have a lot to do with this, and that is that John O'Brien briefed Barry Sotero in July 2016 of the Clinton campaign's intention to fake a Trump Russia scandal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so like President Trump said, I can't believe this. The Obama administration spied on my campaign, but all we're hearing about is Clinton. Well, let's not forget Biden, Obama, Brennan, and I think Clapper and one other were all in that meeting in the Oval Office when they laid out these plans and they got the green light to move forward with Clinton's takedown of Trump. So they all knew. So that I think is the eventuality of the Durham investigation and indictments. Like the next act, I think, is going to be the three-letter agencies, because the FBI's is really coming into question right now. If you're following any of the latest stories about the Durham report and the Durham investigation, but then I think the big cheese, of course, is going to be Obama and Obamagate. Yeah. Did they never warn the FBI? See, so that's a good question. If Obama and Brennan and Biden all knew that this was fake, why didn't they tell the FBI when the FBI started investigating and when the news started running with these stories? It makes no sense. There's a lot of open-ended questions. It makes perfect sense knowing what they're doing, right?
Right.
But to the unassuming and uninformed American who's starting to see the light, this probably would make sense. Like if you're someone who's just hearing this for the first time, you're probably like, wow, this is crazy. It's got to be fake news. No, or you're like, why would that makes no sense, right? It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. You're right.
It does make sense. It may, even for people like us, it does make sense because
absolutely.
Yeah,
if
because
it makes sense for us, there'd be something wrong.
We see the play of the game is what we see. So.
The article concludes, yet breathless scribes at the New York Times, the Washington Compost, BuzzFeed, New York Magazine, CNN, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, shall we continue? No.
Yes.
And elsewhere, right? And elsewhere, hyped this nonsense for months, all taken in most willfully by the equivalent of catty junior high whisper campaigns. Let's not forget about the beers and the bar and all that stuff too, because that's where all of this stuff was actually hatched out. Some still can't let it go. Russiagate, in short, was the scandal of a generation, a media and government scandal.
I mean, that should tell people that the media is part of the government.
No, they can't. They can't possibly put those two together. They can't possibly put those two together. I like that Tam Girl says, a guy walks into the bar and destroys America. That's funny. That's funny.
This I can't believe that this Russiagate thing is still...
This is news, right? That is what people should have said when they first read that story.
I agree.
Don't you think?
No,
Don't you think?
I agree. I forgot about a lot of these things, man. I really did, and part of it's because I stopped following the whole political stuff, but I do remember bits and pieces of it. And yeah, man, this shit was all created. Shit was all created, man. And I would say that it was created horribly, to be honest, man.
Yeah, man. Like, why do these people have such poor execution?
These people have so much money that they can hire somebody to write a really good story.
No kidding, right?
Well, I mean, isn't Hollywood part of the government too?
Well,
like they couldn't hire somebody like a writer.
What they've been coming out with lately.
Well, yeah, that is true too.
For the last 2 decades or so.
That is true. That's very true. I hate to say it, but that is.
But no, they could hire a really good writer to come up with something, and they haven't, right?
Right. You're right.
What are they thinking? What are they thinking?
They're not.
They're like, oh, well, we've been so insulated with our wealth and our power, we can get away with anything. And honestly,
I think it's arrogance. It was arrogance, man.
They were like, they got away with it for so long that they just never saw a bust coming.
No. And I think that'll be a big downfall on a lot of these people, is because they're so arrogant. Like you said, they've been getting away with it for so long, and their arrogance is just through the roof, dude. Like, they don't care at this point. They don't care. They just do it. They just blatantly do it. Just like just like with the whole voter fraud thing, dude. We were just discussing this, how people who are defending that it's not fraud. Like, dude, are you that stupid, or are you really that arrogant? You know? So
that's what it boils down to.
I'm telling you, dude. I've always said, man, it has to get worse before it gets even better, and part of that is them exposing who they really are.
And that's part of, and actually, because especially if they think we're weak, or especially if they think that we're flailing. They're definitely going to show who they are, but even now, like, they cannot help they can't help themselves.
No,
really.
They can't.
Like, they cannot help themselves.
They can't because
they don't know it. I don't think they know what to do. I don't think they know what to do that now that people are active and they're countering them and they're awake, and you know
why. And this is what I think. Pardon me. This is what I think. They've been doing this for so long that, even in normal conversations, they'll be like, it doesn't matter because I'll get away with it. When they talk within their circle, they'll tell each other like, no, it doesn't matter. People buy it. They'll believe it, and I'll get away with it. And I really think that it's beginning to come into light now. Like, they really don't care. They're just going to do whatever they feel like doing because that's what they've been doing anyways. And I think when they do that, a lot of people who don't follow will actually see. And I think the awakening is happening, not as fast as I want it to, but I know this doesn't. I know this doesn't go on my time frame. But shit, man, like, people need to catch up. Like, they need to pay attention, dude. They really do need to pay attention. So we can publicly shame these motherfuckers, dude.
Oh, is that the whole point of this speak?
No, the whole point of it is, of course,
to shame them.
No, but we won't be doing the shaming on them. They're shaming themselves by showing their own ass. You know what I mean?
Good. Yes, absolutely. I want to be there to help them from, taking their life or like, I don't know, going on a rampage, killing people because all of a sudden life is not what they thought it once was. And I would rather help them because in my view, even though they can be really bad, it's not 100% their fault. I'm not saying there aren't those whose fault it is. Obviously, there are those who are willfully committed to the lie, regardless of who it hurts or what it costs. But a lot of them out there are just going with the flow of the way the world is designed, and they cannot help but, they know not what they do,
I don't think they know.
I didn't say all of them. I said most of them.
Okay, you could be right about that because maybe there are people who are just, quote, taking orders from other people.
And I think there's even been like studies that show that like there's a pretty large percentage of the population that literally are like on autopilot, and they just go with whatever's out there. And I guess we and everyone present, we and everyone present are fortunate that we actually we've
definitely had this conversation before about people being lazy and not fucking thinking for themselves because it's too much of a hassle to freaking have to think outside of the box. That you're right. People do put their minds on autopilot.
Yeah.
Because they just the truth is they're fucking lazy, dude. They're lazy.
With so much hatred. No, just kidding.
No, it's
well, you know, the thing
it's
about,
not
I mean,
hatred.
true.
It's not
true.
hatred. It's frustration. Like,
Frustration.
and dude, it's okay. So I can honestly say I can speak for myself here.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say that it paid off for me not to freaking go to school every day in high school and having to skip half my high school life. Because look now, dude, like I can think for myself. You know,
Right.
I'm not easily influenced by the mainstream media or any bullshit like that. You know, I don't buy that shit. And I think it's weird, but I think God actually did that on purpose for me because it made me discern things that are going on right now.
Which is amazing.
It is, dude, and God works in really funny ways, doesn't it?
You know, it's true. We all have our pathway to where we are. I would just say, at least for myself and my understandings, is you know, I will break bread with the lowliest and the worst of the sinners. And they might be lazy, they might be sloth, you know, they might be terrible people, and you know, I've done some of that stuff before, but I just cannot find it in myself to, I don't know, to just toss them off, or to, I don't know, I can't feel like negative about them, you know. I don't know why, maybe I'm just weird, but like I just can't, you know, like,
Well, I mean,
not that I'm like, oh, not that I'm all like compassionate and sympathy and and like, no, because that's, you know, that would be insulting to some people as well, you know. But I just mean like there is a system that this world was created to work in, and it's the way things are designed. And if it's not laziness, it's just they're on autopilot, you know. Like
no, I know what
like
you're
literally a segment of the population literally just goes with the flow, and it may not even have to do with laziness, you know. But I'm not going to look at them a different way just because I think different from them, and I think and I see, and I went through a different course of life to get here. I mean, it doesn't make me any better than them just because I can see what's going on. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I
that's
agree.
kind of my view on it. Yeah,
I agree.
Like, so,
like I'm not looking down on anybody, but like, damn, dude, can you? It's like, dude, can you really buy what they're freaking like telling you? Can you actually buy that? Because I don't. It gets frustrating because, you know, things are the way they are because the majority go to it, and you're pulled into that because you're pulled into it while you disagree with it, if that makes any sense. Like, let's say, okay, let's take for example, okay, here's a good example. When CV first started, right? We had to wear this stupid muzzle to go into certain places. Now, if a good majority of people did not wear it, do you actually think that people would be enforcing that thing? No. But the thing is, like, a majority of people went into stores or whatever wearing that stupid thing on their face, which is, and then when it came to people like me that try to go in there without it, they said, oh no, you can't come in because you're not wearing it. Now, if a majority of people did not wear it and just freaking went in the stores and did their business, do you actually think that whole mandate of the facial covering would be enforced? I wouldn't think so.
It wouldn't be, but you know, when CV first happened, I was wearing the mask for the first couple of months too, until I figured out what was going on.
Not me,
and
because I already knew what was going on.
Well, I didn't, because I've never been through a world pandemic. So, and you know, and it's true, you know, like as much as I was awake and paying attention to things, like this was something that I've never experienced in my lifetime. I'm not saying I have.
I'm not saying I have, but because I've been following what's been going on since my awakening, I already knew the playbook of these MFers, dude. I already knew the playbook. I already knew what kind of angle they were going to go in order to control people. So I said to myself, man, this is all BS, because I know people who had symptoms like that, who were sick, and they lived.
Yeah, and actually myself and one of my prior roommates had it before it became a thing. But at the same time, it's like I say, if I had ever thought that I would wake up in a timeline where everyone was dressed like a ninja for like a year and a half with the mask on, I never would have believed it. And at the same time, I don't know. Like I've never heard of this. Yeah, I've never it's like if I were to hear like bomb sirens going off. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would almost not know what to do because and then I'd be like, is this real? Because I've never been, I would not look for, I mean, obviously if they're going to bomb you, you're probably going to get blown up, but or if I heard a tornado horn going off and I've never heard that, and I've never been through it, but
Mm-hmm.
I would still be very concerned.
I
So
understand that.
it took me a minute to get out of the spell. It's just everyone either aside because they're already programmed to follow along with it or to just do what they say because again they're on autopilot for whatever reason. But then there's also that fear factor that they instilled in the people, which they did quite well at first, and then after a while, once you could see through the cracks, it was like, this is ridiculous, and then you just want to criticize the people for being ridiculous, but these people are genuinely scared, whether it's because they can't think or because they're whatever. The point is they're still feeling that emotion.
I
But today it's to the point that they are just being stubborn or arrogant or they're just being stupid or something like that. But in the beginning it wasn't like that,
uh, I mean, okay, I get that part in the beginning. I get it because not everybody thinks the same way as I do. Not a lot of people know how the playbook is.
And all it would take is a few weeks to a month. And would they say 2 weeks to stop the curve? All it took was 2 weeks to set that pattern for everybody. And so literally in 2 weeks, you had stores who were compliant because everyone was compliant for at least, because that's what they said, it's just for 2 weeks. So everyone bought into it and then they extended it and extended it and extended it.
Mm-hmm.
So all it took was 2 weeks, Speak. It literally took 2 weeks for stores to be blah and for everyone to wear that mask and just to be compliant. It took them 2 weeks
Yeah, it didn't take
because
too long.
that's what they said. They said 2 weeks, and 2 weeks, and the whole world is doing something that no one has ever experienced, and everyone's going and getting along and going along to get along, and they're all afraid. All of that just it just like stacked on top of each other.
I've always been the whole quote conspiracy theory guy at work. When I used to work, I always had this distrust of all the shit that's going on, and I already knew that this was all. I'm like, oh, dude, they're stepping up their game now. Like they're so so when this whole thing started, I was like, dude, they're really gonna make a change because look at how many people freaking fell into that and followed it and believed it and all this stuff. And I was like, man, this is looking pretty grim because a lot of people fell into it and they doubled down with the whole vaccinations. And I was like,
Yep.
Holy macro, dude. Like
And then they
of
destroyed our spirits even more by taking Trump out, So
Oh, that
well,
I think that pushed me over the edge as far as like
I think the Patriots were too strong for that one.
I think the whole
It
election
strengthened our resolve.
well, I mean, it did strengthen my resolve, but I already knew. And but then when I found out that his numbers went down during election, I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore, man. Like this is not working out for me personally. It's not working out for me. So I had to stop the whole political thing and take a step back, and I'm glad I did because I'm a lot more happier now. But anyhow, I think we're veering off into other things here. And dude, it's already 11:30. So let's go into the next article here.
Awesome. Hey, Whiskey Blue.
What's going on, brother? I haven't seen him in a while. How you been, bro? How you been, Whiskey Blue? Let me go here real quick on the share. Okay, let me share screen with you.
Good combo.
It is a good convo, man, and that I that's what I like about having you around here on Wednesdays. Like we get to talk about a lot of things, man, and like I said, whether we agree or not, it's always a cordial conversation, and it also gets funny too. So I'm glad that we don't get too serious about where we stand on things.
Don't give me gin.
Well, I already finished my cocktail.
Oh man, I'll never forget the first time I had gin. Boy, I turned into a different person.
All right, so this article right here comes from the Tennessee
Who's
Star.
that? Danny DeVito?
He don't look like Danny DeVito.
His swamp creature brother? I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
His kid from the sewer? No, just kidding.
So it says here, Bruce Lavelle commentary. I guess this is the guy who he wrote a op-ed. Woke corporations need to wake up and get on the right side of history.
You tell him, brother.
This is going to be interesting. I wonder what he's got to say here.
Mm-hmm.
So this article is by Bruce Lavelle, which is the guy you just saw. I'm assuming that's him, right? I'm assuming that's him. I think he worked for Trump's cabinet or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyhow, it's time for America's woke, in quotations, corporations to wake up. They're pandering to and support of the Marxist anti-American organization known as Bravo Lima Mike. I'm going to say it like that because of the other platforms. I don't want to get canceled. Global Network Foundation, which is BLMGNF. What?
Nothing.
Is hurting the country and costing the lives of some of our finest citizens. Before I continue, let's get one thing straight. Black lives do matter. I say that as a black man myself, but the concept isn't really in dispute among ordinary right-thinking Americans of any race or ethnicity. The BLM-GNF does everything it can to cultivate the opposite impression because it profits.
What does the GNF stand for?
You weren't paying attention, bro? It says here Global Network Foundation.
Global Network Foundation.
Yeah.
My bad.
All good. The BLM-GNF does everything it can to cultivate the opposite impression because it profits off grievance politics, but its narrative couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not saying we live in a perfect world, but whatever shortcomings our society might have, we are not in the midst of an existential struggle between black folks and police officers. I agree. I so agree with that. As the BLM-GNF would have us believe, reality is that the overwhelming majority of police officers are decent, hard work.
Depending on what neighborhood you're in and what.
I mean, of course, everything's subjective.
I have to believe that, even though whether the opposite is true or not, because I back the blue. And if I thought that they were all trash and bad people, then that would be harder for me to cope with.
No. I agree. I think majority of cops, and this is coming from a guy who used to be a cop.
Exactly. I think your inner perspective.
No, but I'm saying
inside perspective.
A majority of cops, they're good people. They really are good people. Well, I mean, with this new generation of hirees and the lowering of standards, I think a lot of things are going to change just because I think they're wanting more yes men. But no, I think the majority of them are good people. I wish I could tell people that a lot of cops are awakened to things that are going on, but a lot of them are not. They're not. I mean, there are cops out there that believe that they're, they know what's going on as far as like quote conspiracy stuff. But for most part, I think that a lot of cops are not like that. But they're good people. Nonetheless, a majority of them are good people. So that's my opinion on it.
Awesome.
I'm not saying we live in a perfect world, but whatever shortcomings our society might have, we are not in the midst of an existential struggle between black folks and police officers, as the BLMGNF would have us believe. The reality is that the overwhelming majority of police officers are decent, like what I said. Hardworking people who care deeply about their fellow citizens to the point that they are willing to risk their lives to keep us safe and secure. Unfortunately, BLM GNF has intimidated the leaders of some of America's largest corporations into some fealty to its harmful and deceptive narrative. Rather than challenging the Marxist provocateurs at BLM GNF, corporate leaders have prostrated themselves and even donated shareholders' resources. Really? Wow. To a cause that is intrinsically opposed to free markets, individual liberties, law and order, and everything else that allows American businesses to thrive. It's one of those things that they're like, I guess they support it so they could just shoo them away or whatever, because they're just too busy to even dig into what the truth is. That's why Concerned Communities of America, the CCA, an organization whose board of directors I proudly serve, is going straight to the top to confront the CEOs of these corporations with the truth about what their financial and rhetorical support of BLM GNF really means. I don't think
it means black light. I'm just kidding.
I think a lot of these corporations just don't want to be singled out, bro. That's what I'm thinking.
There's got to be more pressure from the top to someone above them, or they'll cancel them too,
Well, think about it. Think about it. We're talking about big corporations here, right?
Uh-huh.
Don't you think that they're part of the problem too?
Well, yeah.
They're definitely in the freaking circle for sure.
Exactly.
So
they're part of the agenda.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Putos. Supporting the BLM GNFs means supporting economically destructive policies that put more people, especially black people, in poverty. It means supporting the defunding of police departments that keep people, including black people, safe and secure in their own homes and neighborhoods. It means supporting radicals who explicitly endorse violent attacks against the police officers whose job it is to keep us safe and protect our property. Okay, so, a lot of these, I guess, these activist leaders, they think that being a cop is such an easy job. Fuck no, it's not. Because you have to make these decisions in a split second, whether to do your job or not. You're not thinking about, oh, how is this going to look on... You're reacting to something that needs to be reacted to right away. Mm-hmm. And the way that cops are trained is that we're trained to like stop whatever needs to be stopped. And then, that's when things settle in and be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done it that way or whatever. Because something is happening in front of your face. Like, you have to react. And they train us in a certain way to stop things,
Mm-hmm.
But it's come to the point where now you have to kind of, at least for cops now, like they have to stop and think about it. Like they're going to think to themselves, is it worth me doing something to stop this?
Mm-hmm.
Because now the way that it works now is that if I involve myself in that, I can lose everything. My reputation could be destroyed and all these other things. I mean, shit, I was one of those too, but I kind of did that to myself, the situation that I got into. I kind of did that to myself, but dude, I fucking love this country, man. I mean, what more can I say? I believe in this. I believe in what this country stands for. I believe in all the bloodshed that has been given by all the soldiers, and I stand by them. Mm-hmm. And I am a proud American because of what they have done for this country.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take, but I don't want to get too deep into that. Anyhow, let me continue reading this. It's unfathomable. Did I say that right? That
yes,
any corporation would support such an agenda. I don't believe that the corporations who extend their support to the BLM GNF ever intended to do that. I believe they made an ill-conceived decision based on superficial rhetoric, hoping to capitalize on keeping themselves in step with public sentiment. Well,
You think that's true?
but whose public sentiment? That's the thing. Who's
The one that
public?
they're forming,
Jeez, man.
right? Right. They're
Yeah.
formulating that public sentiment.
You're right. You're right. But the public has caught onto the fact that the BLM GNF does not represent the border Black Lives Matter movement. It's time for corporate leaders to catch up. Corporations such as Papa John's. I just ordered some Papa John's tonight.
It sounds good.
And Coca-Cola want to be on the quote right side of history. This is all bullshit, man. Because
I thought Papa didn't sell out. He sold out?
No, he did. He did. He was one of.
Oh.
He was like, okay. Remember back then when I don't know if you were following.
He said the N word or something like that, right?
No. But when Q first came out, like, remember when
And
there was
the coupon?
no Q. QAnon, whatever.
Yeah. Do you
Remember
the coupon?
Remember when there was a bunch of CEOs that quit? He was one of them.
Oh. No, I don't remember.
Yeah, he was one of the Papa John's company. I think that dude was like one of the first ones to like quit. Let me continue here. But their leaders made a huge miscalculation by throwing their lot in with a radical anti-American organization. No, they did not. I guarantee you that they did not miscalculate, because a lot of these people on the top of those corporations are part of this fucking problem. CCA is offering them a way out and a way to put themselves in their companies back on the side of their customers and the majority of the American public. We're delivering them a pledge that we hope they will sign. Yeah, right. Which acknowledges the error of their previous support for the BLM GNF and commits them and their companies to a better path forward in the future. One that commits them to respecting the intrinsic value and worth of all Americans, including Black Americans and police officers.
I mean, I think that's noble, but like, what's the point? You know, like,
What is the point?
Shouldn't the company have to want to do that? Like, why do they need a like a rescue system or something like that? Like, I don't know.
Let the companies do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know, let them
get them out of our elections.
I agree.
I'm tired of them being in our elections. They need to get rid of all that crap.
I agree. I think that's a big problem with all these the money from these corporations.
All of that needs to go. It all needs to go.
I agree.
Like, no corporate money, no PACs, no lobbyists, nothing. The only money that anyone can accept are donations from their constituents.
Yep. I agree, man.
Not from someone on the other side of the world or the other side of the country.
Or even big corporations. Oh, I mean, as an individual, okay, yes, you could.
Yes, exactly.
But
no corporate donations.
I agree.
Done.
I agree with that. I think that's a problem. I think that's a big problem with a lot of the elections, because they're doing the bidding of what the corporations want as opposed to what the people want. Like, if you're going to be making a contribution, make it as a person. Don't make it as a company.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Yes, you do. You just said it right there, sir. I'm just kidding. You do know speak.
All right, let's get to your article next.
Okay. This one should fit right in with BLM GNF.
It sure would.
It sure will.
What do you call it? Whiskey Blue, thank you for even just hanging out for a bit. Thank you for coming by, bruh. I think he's going back to work or something. He's
going back to let me see here. Who else is on right now? No, just kidding.
he's on the night shift, man.
He's going over to hang out with Average Joe or Severe Anon. That's where he's going. Just kidding.
It's okay. I mean, people can go hang out with whoever they want to. It's all good.
Love your Whiskey Blue, but not in a gay way.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So so sorry everyone if you just had lunch or dinner. There is a mutant zombie something or other, whatever the heck that is.
Beetlejuice Part 2. I don't know, man.
I mean, you know, I mean, I guess if Michael Keaton were a black lesbian, but Okay, so Chicago Mayor Lightfoot. You know how they used to say like rimp list? Well, now it's Lightfoot. Foments insurrection after
So is
accused.
is Lightfoot a guy?
I bet you it is. No, actually, no.
It's a man.
It's a man. It's a man.
It's a man in drag.
Oh man, they did a terrible job at dragging it up.
I mean, come on, man.
Because it attempts to look so butch, I think it might be. It's probably not even human.
I could believe that. I could definitely
Probably not
believe
even
that.
human.
It's a trap.
But I found, yeah, it's a trap. It's a space station. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't get what I said. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, from Star Wars, you know the character that said that.
Yeah, it's a trap. That's why I said it's a space station. Anyways, okay, so oh, it does look like that thing, doesn't it? What was it like? I used to know its name, like Captain Jar Jar Binks or something.
I don't know, man, but it's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, like that big old like fish-eyed thing.
It looks like a squid.
I don't know what the hell it was, but
Tone Jack is laughing.
let me think. Squid alien from Star Wars. I gotta find its name. Admiral Akbar, wasn't that his name?
I don't know.
Wasn't it Akbar?
I don't know. Was it Muslim? I don't know.
Stupid. Well, that's yeah. You know what? I guess I'm a bastard. I guess I thought I saw him on the planet Tatooine.
My stomach is hurting, man.
with all of the sand and stuff like that. You know.
Oh my gosh, man.
I want to know its name now. Just kidding. Someone better tell me.
No.
Wait. Wasn't
I'm
he a
pretty
Jedi?
sure. I'm pretty sure we got Star Wars fans over here. I'm not a Star Wars. I don't care about it.
Yeah, it is Admiral Akbar. I'm not even wrong. You're the racist, not me.
What?
I had it right. Okay, I had it right. It's Admiral Akbar. Okay. It's a trap. Anyways, okay. Beware. That's actually better than Beetlejuice, if you ask me. Anyways, that's actually better than Beetlejuice. Okay, I mean, it looks like a zombie, but anyhow, it's Zombie Akbar. Anyways, okay, so this was just stupid. This is just stupid. It just goes to show exactly how dumb gay people are. Okay. All right. So with that said, and for anyone who's listening to this on other channels, I can say that, okay? I can say that. So back off. Okay. On Monday night, failed Chicago mayor Lori Akbar, no, just kidding, called for an insurrection against her own government.
What the what?
She is dumb.
It is a trap.
It is a trap. She's retarded. He's a retard. No, how do they say it? She's a retard.
A retard.
A retard.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Stay away from that roast beef sandwich.
Oh my God.
It's dry and flaky.
Oh my goodness, man.
Mayor, man, you are burning some calories, buddy.
Yeah, I sure am.
Mayor Lightfoot made a call to arms. It's a good thing she didn't say that you can bear arms, because then all the gay bears would just come out of like fucking West Hollywood. Anyways, you would have heard all grrr. Lightfoot called us. Grrr. Anyways, she made a call to arms on her Twitter page. Doesn't Chicago have enough illegal arms floating around the city streets? Is that like a gay party term or something like that?
No, because it's the crime capital of the country, dude.
Oh, you don't say. Lightfoot called for citizens to rise up against the government after leak that Why is it that no one is able to spell or use proper grammar or get a copywriter? Jesus. You know how many, and I know this is very, very minutiae to everyone who doesn't read but listens to the articles, okay? But do you know like how many errors that I read in a show? It's insane. Like I just
It goes to what I said earlier about the quality.
don't even.
No,
I'm just kidding.
no, I'm just saying, the hiring standards has just gone.
Well,
can't go-
I'm more willing to say maybe it's because they have such a big workload and
no,
such a small workforce.
No, man, dude, you can't get good help in nowadays. You just can't.
You have no faith in humanity, my friend.
No, it's not that. It's just I see what's
you
in front of
depress me sometimes. No, just kidding.
No,
that's why I drink. No, just kidding. I was just playing. Oh my god.
That's what I put on my my description for the show anyway.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess the Gateway Pundit does not take any pride in the work that they do. Okay,
I really don't know.
Anyways, okay, so hey, I mean, I'm far from a peer, but I try to tread lightly, even though sometimes I call them out. But anyhow, okay, so it goes on to say that the leak that the Supreme Court was overturning versus Wade and making abortions a state's issue, and which I have to say, when you tell a liberal that they're not trying to take away abortions, they're just trying to put it back into the states, some of them, I would say a very small percentage of them, actually stop, and it looks like there might be a very, very fragmented memory of what a thought is. And they're like, well, I'm like, of course you didn't know because you didn't read anything.
Exactly.
You don't. Anyways, okay, let me stop ragging on people. Apparently, Akbar's Twitter says, to my friends in the LGBT community.
Oh, her friends, huh?
You know what? She's like, come and fight and die for me, but you're my friend, right? The Supreme Court is coming for us next.
What is she talking about?
Exactly. I don't remember any case about gays being apparently, if it's by the standards of Roe versus Wade, like illegal, banned, or otherwise destroyed.
How is that in conjunction with that?
I have.
Where's the connection there?
Idea.
I don't understand this.
No, gays cannot even have babies.
Right?
And when they do, it's because they actually want them because they cannot make them. I would hope that there is a queer out there somewhere that understands that. The only queers I know that are pissed off at the Democrats are the ones who are like, well, we had a House, and we had the Senate, and we had the executive, and we've had 50 years with Joe Biden, and he still hasn't managed to pass, codify Roe versus Wade. And I'm like, well, he voted against it like in the 70s or 80s.
Right?
Yeah.
Jeez,
But those are the militant, politically active drag queens, even. They're not even the gays. They're the drag queens that are saying this stuff. You don't want a drag queen pissed off at you. I mean, it's bad enough that they haven't figured out that kids don't tip when you dance for them, right?
Oh gosh.
But they figured this out. If the drag queens ever figured out that kids don't tip, they would stop going to the schools and libraries.
Oh.
You're not going to put $1 in my thong? Well, screw you then. Cheap. You're a cheap audience. Anyways, you're not going to give me amphetamines? Well, where are my drink tickets? Anyways, okay. Getting back to the article, it says, we will not surrender our rights without a fight to victory. I don't get what that's all about.
Yeah, fight what?
What victory in her mind is she, I don't know. Anyways, as Aviva Free, right? Did I say that right? Is it like Cream Free? Tweeted, Trump was impeached for saying fight like hell.
Trump wasn't impeached.
Yeah, he was not. Viva Free It is. I thought Viva Free was like someone who knew something. Anyways, um, a call to arms, a fight to victory. Trump was impeached for saying "fight like hell,"
He wasn't
and there you go.
impeached.
Yeah, I mean, tell that to Viva Free, right? Anyways, who sounds like they have an opposite opinion to hair beetle juice there. But anyhows, what else does it say? Supreme Court is this moment has to be a call to arms. So she doubles down then, huh? Okay, she doubles down, right? With all the guns that she took away from the gays, like she expects them to what? Run out there and slap them to death or what? Like, what is outrageous is that Lightfoot accused President Trump of inciting violence for saying less than that. We will not surrender our rights without a fight to victory. And Mayor that's Lori E. Lightfoot, is that the same person? Anyway, says, I am in disbelief with what is unfolding in DC right now. President Trump, at least she called him a president, and his enablers incited this violence. Shame on every elected official in Congress and elsewhere who fomented this anti-democratic insurrection by extremists. Never mind all of her kin running around in the streets the entire summer, right?
Yep. Burning down everything, destroying everything. And trust me, I was a part of that. Like, not the destroying part, but I was a part of responding to shit like that.
We could thank people like Lori Lightfoot for doing that, right?
Dude, these motherfuckers would throw freaking fireworks at us, dude. They would throw fireworks at us. And I responded to this kind of shit before, man. I was out in the streets. And these people would throw shit at us, man. So
felony. Anyways, don't expect the DOJ to harass Lightfoot for the next 2 years for this statement. Don't expect the media to report on this call for an insurrection, and don't look for Democrats to do anything but praise Lightfoot for her bravery and courage for looking so ugly and yet still going to public. Takes a brave man to look.
You have a lot of nerve showing your face around here.
Oh my goodness, she's an easy target, y'all. Please don't judge us. Just kidding. And okay, for her bravery and courage for exaggerating the threat to her lifestyle. What I don't remember Lori Lightfoot having a dick put up there and having a baby. I mean, how is this a threat to her lifestyle? I thought she was a lesbian.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, she's raising arms over abortion, but I mean, if memory serves, I mean, her womb is as dead as Elizabeth Warren's. Like, she does not want a baby. She's a lesbian.
Wait.
Isn't she?
Wait, hold on.
Don't tell me she's not a lesbian.
Wait.
I thought she was a lesbian.
She doesn't want a baby, or nobody wants to make a baby with her?
Oh, that's why she's a lesbian. That's why she's a lesbian. It makes sense, man. I have heard of women who turn to men just to get with cute gay men. That's pretty twisted. That's pretty twisted. And it also confuses, the field there. You know what I mean? Like, no, literally.
That is weird, man.
It is the most confusing thing to me, and I will never understand why a girl would turn into a boy to date a boy unless they couldn't get the boys when they were a girl. And it, like I said, it really, really, really just throws a wrench in the field, like, you're a girl, what the hell?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure that out in my brain.
It's crazy, and it's crazy. It's true. And I'm like, wait, that means you're straight. No, I'm gay. I'm a boy, but you're a girl, and you still want to have what would otherwise be called, heterosexual relations, right? And yet you think you're gay because you turned into a boy, but you have a womb and a vagina and a uterus, and you want a penis to go in there.
Man,
and you want sperm to sperminate it. That is the definition of heterosexual. Actually, that's the definition of having sex with a retarded person. Just kidding.
I agree, man.
With a mentally I'm that was mean. With a mentally ill person,
dude,
mentally disabled person.
Make up your mind, man.
Their sex.
Make up your mind.
It baffles me when I run into these things, and I'm like, get away from me. Just kidding.
That's
if I wanted to be with a woman, I'd be with a girl, not a girl that wants to be a boy to get with the boy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Speak. I just that is one for the ages. Okay, that is the perfect symptom of the sickness of this time. Aside from that couple that was a male that turned into a female and the female that turned into a male, and then they had a kid, and then they tried to get the male to breastfeed the baby even though he was, and they had it on video, right? Like they're like, so and so used to be a man, and
or
how about mommy.
How about the story that we talked about last week about dudes giving birth through their penis?
Out of their, yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll figure out eventually that doesn't work, or it's going to be very costly because reconstruction.
Dude, that's going to be very painful too.
Either that, or it's a really big, what? The term "big as a baby's arm." No, just kidding.
What I used to tell my coworkers, I'd tell them, "You think this is a leg?"
Well, speak. I think a baby could probably fit through that.
Man. Crazy.
That's insane. Well, so fighting for victory, you're right. Your rights are not being infringed on, and neither are mine, says David McFall, whoever that is. It's just going back to the states to decide, as it should be. Aha. Now, either that's
a voice of reason. Is that a voice of reason right there? Yeah, right? Is that a voice of reason right there? Oh, wait a minute.
Reason and logic.
Hey,
right?
this is a look at this tweet.
Can you tweet out a list of the rights that LGBTQ citizens do not have? By Bruce Wayne.
I wonder if that's the Bruce Wayne that's here on the Foxhole.
Excuse me. Well, I have no idea, sir. I don't see any type of graphic there in the.
No, I don't either.
Let's see here. Now imagine if I said that, says Ryan against the mob, as a proxy Trump. Mm-hmm.
We will not surrender our rights without a fight. Man. A fight to victory. Huh?
I'm like, come on, Gateway Pundit. I thought you had an article here, not just a series of tweets.
This is.
Should have used the Breitbart version of this article.
Yeah, these are all tweets.
Yeah, just a series of responses. Where's your? I mean, one of them is gay. They should have had an entire opinion piece on this. I mean, come on, Joe or Jim, whichever one is gay. They're twins and one's gay, right? They're twins and one is gay. They don't look anything alike to me, but one is gay. The one with the glasses, and that's very gummy. He's gay. Yeah.
Well,
anyways, that's not relevant, but I mean, he should have, done his like editorial powers on this article and been like, a series of tweets. No, just kidding. Give me some sustenance, man.
That is sustenance. Freaking people's tweets, man. It seems it seems like a normal thing to get news out of people's tweets now,
Well, I mean, the Gateway Pundit is not a live streaming, show.
It's true.
I get all my news from Twitter. It's a newspaper. It's a reading magazine. It's not like a live stream.
I don't know, man.
Like, give me at least one beefy paragraph, juicy, with good grammar.
Well, it goes back to what I just told you about hiring good help.
Is that asking too much?
Yes, it is. You can't hire good help nowadays. Anyhow.
They haven't asked me. No, just kidding.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, if I were being absolutely honest, let me see, Breitbart, Project Veritas, and the Epoch Times have all put out like calls for employment, and in this area too. But since I don't have a car, I'm not going to be like, oh, let me apply and they like me, and then I don't have a car and then I can't get to work. We need to drive here and there to do this story and cover this story. Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean,
let me take the bus over there.
I'm pretty sure you can find.
I would, hell yeah, I would have gone and like, they needed one for Breitbart, Texas. They needed one for a Texas representative for the Epoch Times, and I definitely would have applied. But I mean, if they need me to go to Houston or they need to go somewhere else or even down the street, like downtown, like it's going to be an hour for me to get to the story, and it's an emergency. Pay for my Lyft ride over there. No, just kidding.
Hey, dude. I mean, that's something you could probably look into.
You know, now that I say it, I was kidding.
No, I'm serious. That's something you could look into. You know, part of you know, your bargaining chip, because you're good at what you do. You're good in reporting the news, dude. You're good at it. I ain't gonna lie. You do have a talent for it, and
I need to spit out some more articles.
Yeah, you.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Try. I don't know. You got to do more interviews too. You got to do more interviews.
I do, but you know what? No one wants to come on my show. You know, this. I'm gonna punch high. Okay. You know, this candidate for commissioner, like, basically just totally blew me off.
Are you talking about the transportation one, or are you talking about the train one, or what?
The railroad commissioner one.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. You know, and you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. But I'm just like, not even like a formal decline. I mean, something else could be going on. No, maybe she had an accident. I don't know. Maybe big oil took her out. I'm not sure. But, you know, anyways, it's no biggie. I'm just going to keep on working at it. Someone will come on my show eventually.
Somebody will. I mean,
Yeah.
you have had somebody before.
I have, and I'm very grateful for those, which means I can still do this. I just, I don't know. I guess I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Wow, okay. So then, that segues into the last article for tonight.
It absolutely does.
Okay. Let's go here. Bam. Let me screen share this with you, my brother. Here we go. All right. Last article for tonight. I went to my go-to. I went to, where the hell did I go? Libtards.news I went to, which is the same as the stupid.news. Article reads, pro-abortion mob targets pro-life students in Arizona as police stand by. And this was published on the 10th by news editors, whoever that is.
Natural news, it says in the corner.
Anthony DeWitt attended a rally outside Arizona's Capitol building in downtown Phoenix on May 3rd to support his pro-life beliefs, only to find himself surrounded by an angry mob of leftist protesters and fearing for his life. Article by Alan Stein, republished from the Epoch Times. Okay, yeah, I tried to go to the Epoch Times for the original article, but I unsubscribed. After I subscribed, and couldn't get me back in. Anyhow, DeWitt, 20, said he felt sure that the protesters would have hurt him if he hadn't been open carrying a handgun for personal protection. Smart man right there. I was surrounded and didn't have much room. The protesters were screaming at me, telling me to kill myself. I mean, hold on. This guy's a pro-life guy. Why would he kill himself? You people are the ones who are pro-death. Maybe you people should.
Pro-life, you wouldn't.
Maybe you people should kill yourselves because you guys love death so much. Telling me to kill myself, that I was worthless, that my mom should have aborted me. Dude, see, this is what I don't get right here. You know, they like to claim that they're pro-choice. But these people are pro-death is what they are. Yeah. They should be killing themselves because they're the ones who are promoting death, not this young man who went out there to promote life. I had water thrown at me and people poking me. People came up to me trying to take my megaphone. The former Arizona law enforcement cadet said he believes coming to the rally armed helped keep the protesters at bay. That's another thing too, dude. That's another thing too, because if that went in a bad situation and he had to shoot somebody, then he's going to be, there goes his reputation. Because that's just the way the media works. That's just the way the media works. And then that'll be like, oh, well, see, we have to ban guns now.
Yep.
We know how this goes. I want to be very clear about this. I wasn't caring to intimidate. Well, I know. I get it. I get why he was caring. I was caring for personal safety and the right to preserve my life if I am attacked or in fear of my life, DeWitt told the Epoch Times. I had people screaming at me to pull my gun out. People were taunting me. I had people yelling at me to pull it out and shoot them. See what I mean? They're promoting death, dude. They're like, yeah, go ahead, shoot me. I don't get it, dude. I don't get
That's
it.
crazy. They're crazy.
People were yelling at me to pull it out and to shoot myself. These people are crazy, man. Yet, despite that, DeWitt said people were very cautious because of my gun. Other conservative students and pro-life supporters at the rally also found themselves being pushed, shoved, insulted, and even spat on by the crowds of protesters whose numbers were estimated more than 1,000. Wow. More than 1,000 people who promote death of babies. Death of babies. Let me make that clear. These people don't believe in pro-choice. They believe in killing babies is what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Fink, 20, a digital marketing student at Arizona State University and a member of student of Kari Lake for governor, said a protester grabbed his hat.
Kari Lake.
Kari Lake. I'm sorry. Said a protester grabbed his hat and another spat on him. Lake has vowed to sign pro-life legislation if elected governor. They were just mad that I was wearing a Kari Lake for governor hat and shirt. They pushed me, took my hat, and spat on me. Later in the evening, another group was mobbing me, had all their signs in my face. I couldn't see at all. Fink told the Epoch Times. Fink said the protesters were interesting in having a... Wait. Fink said the protesters weren't interested in having a civil discussion. Of course they're not. They all they do is throw temper tantrums.
Nope.
They're a bunch of bitches is what they are.
Yep.
I knew the protesters tend to get a little rowdy, but I wasn't expecting to get assaulted. I was pretty scared. These people were ready to fight, but I felt I needed to be down there to record it and let the public know what these people were about. Dude, at this point, I think it's a waste of time to do this because now you're putting yourself in this position. You're putting yourself in this position, especially when you're carrying. Like, I get it. I understand why he did it. I understand all these things, but you got to understand that the way the media works is that they're going to paint a picture making you turn out to be the bad person here. And you're giving the opposition fuel. You're fueling their fire more for taking away guns because now they're going to be like, see how dangerous it is when people, it just gives them more ammunition to mess with law-abiding citizens like us. I get it. I totally get it. But you shouldn't be putting yourself in situations where you don't have to be in. We all know that they're crazy. So that's what I would advise this young man to just not get involved. Just don't. It's not worth it. We already know. Fink said several Phoenix police officers were at the scene but did not intervene. What? They didn't intervene? Like... You know,
Crazy.
and it's a shame that a lot of these cops don't do it because they were told not to. Oh, I'm just following order. Oh, fuck that, dude. I was one of these cops that wasn't. I'm just doing my orders. I mean, yeah, in the beginning I was because I was kind of naive to it. But then the more years I put into the job, I was like, you know what? No, fuck that, dude. If this is something that I don't stand with, I ain't doing that shit. You know? You have to tell, like, you have to have your own mind and say, I'm not, like, I don't want to be one of those dudes that say, oh, I'm just doing what I'm told. No, fuck that, dude. If you know in your heart that it's the wrong thing, don't fucking do it. You know? I can't stand these kind of cops who fucking say, oh, I'm just doing what I'm told. No, fuck that. I don't get it, dude. I really don't get cops that are like that, man. If you know it's wrong, don't conform to it, dude. I think they felt intimidated, so they weren't reacting to anything. People were getting in their faces, calling them pigs, and saying all cops were bastards. See? They protect those people. How sick do you have to be?
Crazy. Yeah.
You aren't protecting this young man, but yet you're protecting the people who are insulting you. Police reportedly arrested 2 people, but they did not immediately respond to a request for comment by the Epoch Times. Fink said he plans to press criminal charges against the woman who spat on him once she's identified. Well, it doesn't matter, dude. It's not going to go anywhere. Yes, spitting is assault. That is true. Spitting is assault, but I don't think the city of Phoenix is going to spend money to fight this case. I don't think so. They're just going to freaking just let they're just going to let the person just go. Mm-hmm. It's not worth it. In a video that has gone viral, one protester is shouting conservative expletive, I wish you were an abortion, buddy. These people promote death so much,
You're
man.
So stupid.
They are. I don't get it. Leftist organizations,
and yet they will fight death when their time comes.
Well,
because they're not at peace with their soul and their creator.
That is true. That is true. And I actually feel sorry for them because they don't know. They don't know the happiness of life. They really don't. You know, they live to be not horrible, but they live to be what's the word I'm looking for? Very depressed, which is I don't get that, man. I don't get that. Leftist organizations have called upon their members to stage protests at federal buildings as the Supreme Court decides whether to strike down the 1973 Roe v. Wade legislation that legalized abortion. The May 3rd protest at the Capitol in Phoenix saw an estimated 1,500 people. Wow, that's a lot. The mental strain of being yelled and screamed at takes a lot out of you, DeWitt said. Dude, that's one day.
They're all atheists and anarchists in Phoenix. At least that was my experience when I visited. So
that's one day, pal. Try being a cop, dude. That's almost like a daily thing, dude. Other people might have been concealed carrying, but I didn't see any other protesters carrying weapons. While DeWitt does not encourage people to bring firearms to political rallies unless trained, coming armed did serve a purpose. I believe I would have gotten killed without it, he said. Well, although you do have the right to carry, I would not advise anybody to go to, I mean, you already know what you're getting yourself into, let alone you're making it worse by bringing, because now that
you know what? The voting system's broken, so I go vote. Just kidding.
What?
Nothing.
I missed that. I totally missed what you just said.
Oh man, like nothing. Just keep going. I totally derailed your thought.
You did.
Just go speak. Just go. Just go speak.
I don't know what to say.
There's something to speak of.
Shit, man. No, okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that yeah, although you have the right to carry, and I kind of get what the purpose, but if you're going in, okay, you're going into enemy territory here, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's already, it doesn't look good on you already, because you're going into a hot zone where you don't need to be in. Does that make any sense?
To me, yeah. To him, I don't know.
I mean, I get what he's trying to do. But I mean, yeah, he's trying to expose these people. But dude, I mean, I think a lot of people already know. I think already.
Well, you know, sometimes we just need that one extra martyr. No, I'm just kidding.
No, man, I wouldn't advise anybody.
I'm not asking for it. I'm just, you know, maybe he has martyr syndrome or something like that.
I you know, what is he? How old is he? Let's go see how old this kid is, man.
You know, some of them young
he's 20
ones are
he's
like
20
that.
years old, man. I get it. And he's one of the good
There are
ones.
some young ones who are like that.
He's one of the good
young
ones.
who are ready to be a martyr. Hello.
He's one of the good ones. I
Mhm.
get it. But don't put yourself in a situation you don't need to be in, man. I think you know, I think people who have their head straight already see all this shit going on, and you don't need to freaking like give the enemy more fuel to add to the fire, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
It do.
anyhow, yeah, that's all the articles we had for tonight. And I'm losing
Awesome.
my kilobytes per second here, man. I don't know if the internet connection is getting bad, or I don't know what the deal is here. Let me go. Hold on, dude. I'll just keep it here for now, because yeah, I'll just keep it on this screen for now, man. Because yeah, the music,
Awesome.
the intro music is gonna play all over again and shit like that. Yeah, amateur night again. Amateur night. Let me go back to the bar.
Mhm.
Okay. So what a night, man. We had a lot of laughs, dude. It was a lot of fun. I think tonight was a little bit more serious with with This Is News, with the articles that we found, more than
Yeah, we didn't have any trans or pedo articles, I guess.
yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding, because
That's a first.
that seems
right?
to be the most common ones that we find, dude.
They can't pigeonhole us now.
Well, I mean, we did bring up Lightfoot. I mean,
Yeah, we don't know what that thing is. We don't know what that is yet, other than
it's a
maybe
man.
an alien. It's a man. Bam from Akbar. Ali
man.
Akbar. Oh shit, that is a Muslim name, isn't it? Anyways, okay. So
That's why I said
Star
that.
Wars is racist. Star Wars is racist.
So
Can't believe it's behind.
before we close out the bar, why don't you go ahead and plug what you got to plug, my friend?
Absolutely. Thank you again for a lovely evening, Mr. Bartender, and everybody out there in the audience, guys. It's been fun. I hope you guys had a blast. Tune in to the C Report, or just Mr. C TV in general, and hang out with us. Why don't you? We'll be doing some more episodes this week. I got a C Report tomorrow. I really would like to pump out an episode of Lone Star News and See in the Dark before the weekend, but Saturday I will be in Austin to see President Trump speaking at a convention.
Look at you, man.
Yeah, so
you're
I don't.
my you're coming to my end of town right here, but I won't be.
I sure am.
But I won't be available.
Yep. You will be busy.
Yeah, I will.
But so I won't. I'm probably not going to be doing a See in the Dark on Friday night, because obviously I have to get up really early to get to Austin at a ridiculous time, because that's when the bus leaves. So anyways, so doing that, and I might have some guests on the show Sunday for See in the Dark. More details later.
Are you having a In the Dark on Thursday, tomorrow night? No, you're not. You just said
I
you're
would
not.
really like to. No, not Friday. Like, for example, you remember how I was telling you how Monday my time zones were all messed up?
Yeah.
If I had done the C report and then done the New Mexico hearing, I would have done a C in the dark that night. But since I don't know how to tell time,
Jeez, man.
but you know what? I'm glad though, because it was a really good hearing, and I feel like everyone kind of enjoyed it. And then, we were able to kind of like continue on that vibe whenever I just see in the dark, which went on to almost 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, actually. See in the dark for 2 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So
I
it was a fun
remember.
time though. It was a
I
great
remember
time.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah, it was a I had a blast, and so we'll do it again. And I feel like, is there anything else that's coming up that I need to recall or I need to think or say?
Social media? I don't
what was I gonna
know.
say? Oh yeah. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm clipping out the episodes now. So instead of a 3-hour chunk of the C report, I'm isolating the stories down to like, some of them are 3 minutes, some of them are 10 minutes. So that's on my Rumble page, y'all. So I would like go check out my Rumble page and follow if you haven't. And I think the only thing like I'm really asking audience members is, if they like a certain story or topic, like please share the links or share them on your social medias, so that way some people, because I'm getting different reactions to my clips. Like, it's interesting, some of the reactions that I'm getting, and I think it kind of it offers like a variety of Mr. C, because you guys know I can go through like 20 mood swings in one episode. So like, to have it crystallized in a segment, one of those things, as opposed to all of them in 3 hours. But of course, 3 hours is a long time. 2 hour long time. It's, some people like the 5 or 10, 20-minute clips better. And I think it offers a better opportunity for my work to breathe and for other people to expose it. So
Yes, absolutely.
really, that's the biggest help that I could get doing what I'm doing right now, is the exposure. Because I don't know, I think like maybe people are going to all of my social media websites and they're looking at my numbers, and I'm just not worth their time to do an interview, is really honestly what I think, since I don't buy my follows, and I don't buy my fans, like
Obviously I don't, because
I'm
my
growing.
I'm
growing.
my numbers are always low. Like, nobody wants to come to the bar. They're like, who the hell is this dude?
Well, it's like, I'm watching it like on my Rumble, like I'm watching it like grow, like it's not declining, and it is still growing. It's organic. So I can't just drop in 100 or 1,000, followers. It's organic, and
Right.
I'm working hard to get that audience and to keep it. Because sometimes I'll lose 5, but then I'll gain 6, or sometimes I'll lose 3 and I gain 2. So, and that's kind of cool for me though, because like as long as I've been involved in the interwebs and stuff like that, like I haven't seen a consistent growth like that, like I'm seeing right now.
That's good
So
though.
I'm encouraged, by it, and I'm going to keep on working hard at it. But, it would help if people gave me some word of mouth, because people trust people's opinions, especially if they know them and they trust them. And that's worth a whole lot more than, like buying a shirt or something like that.
I agree.
Anyhow,
I agree with that
I think
statement.
that's it. I think that's all.
Well, thank you.
It's been fun, guys. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for
You too.
thank you for being a part of this, dude, because honestly, man, like, even though I kind of stay away from the news and I kind of stay away from all that stuff, it's always a pleasure having to have you here kind of explain things to me, and have this, we have fun with this. And I really enjoy doing this segment on Wednesdays with you, man. I really do.
Likewise, it's been a blast.
Cool. So that's all you got? That's all you got?
Yep, I think that's all I got. Besides everyone out there, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you all soon, hopefully.
Yes. I wish I could catch you guys on Saturday when you come to Austin, but I have a gig, dude.
It's a good thing. That's a good reason.
It is a good reason, but it's always nice to catch up, with a good friend. But this Saturday is just
We'll
not
do
gonna.
it soon.
Yeah, we will. We will. It's not
Yeah,
as
we'll
if
do
we.
it
Yeah,
soon.
it's not as if we're like far away. So yeah,
Mhm.
we'll catch up.
Awesomeness. All right, buddy. Well, I will let you go. Give my regards to the missus and the kiddos and everyone out there in Foxhole and beyond. Have a great night, and I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you, brother. Good night to you too. God bless.
Night.
There he goes. Let me bring you guys to the bar first, okay? Yeah, let me bring you guys to the bar first, and I apologize for the intro music. Okay. I knew that was going to happen, man. Let me just kill this Zoom here real quick. Alrighty. Well, there it is. Another episode in the books. Thank you so much for everybody to come over to the bar and hang out with Mr. C and I. You heard it from Mr. C himself. Let's get him to grow, because he's really good at what he does. And if we really support this guy, let's support him. Let's help him grow. And it would be a lot of help too if you can help the bar grow too. I really want to give special thanks to Mr. C, first off, for being part of this Wednesday show. We weren't really sure how this was going to end up, but it seems that people kind of enjoy this stuff. Because let's face it, we can't be dealing with all these news all the time with something without something to balance it out with laughs and a good time. And that was the purpose of all this, is to bring balance into people's lives with laughter, and kind of just to ease the mind a bit. Next, I want to give special thanks to my mod out there, Kiss. Thank you so much, man. You've helped out this channel a lot by help promoting it, and also helping drop the links. I really appreciate all the help that you do for this channel. I really do. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. By the way, I would kindly ask everybody to please follow me on the social medias that I'm on. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, CloutHub, Gab, Twitter, BitChute, YouTube, Twitch, of course, pill.net, the foxhole.app, and also Rumble. Please, if you can help build this channel as well, it will be greatly appreciated. I know that my Sunday shows are the more popular ones because I do live mixing. The bar will be open on Sunday at 12 noon again for my weekly mix session, my midday mix session. But I highly encourage people to come into the bar on Mondays as well. And Mondays are probably the slowest nights that I have. Not much people come through. But, for me to start this stream, it's already been past a year already. I think it's been more than it's been a year and some months now. Look, if you've never been to the bar before, I want to explain to people that the reason why I started doing this whole streaming thing was because God assigned me to do something for Him, and the purpose of me to do this is to bring people closer to God and have that relationship with them. So, it would be greatly appreciated for you guys to come over to the bar on Mondays. So then we do the God thing on Mondays. But, Wednesdays are fun. Sundays are fun. But, and I'm not saying this to get more numbers in my channel. I'm doing this because I really, really want people to have that relationship with God. I want people to be able to come with me on this journey, to establish that relationship and see the beauty that He has been blessing me. I want you to experience that yourself too. So, Low Country Brooklyn, I've never seen you around. Sorry I missed this. No, don't worry about it. You can always come back Sunday, Monday, or Wednesdays. I'm here Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays. So, you have another opportunity, or you could watch the replays. But thank you so much. Let me see what else I have here. I think that's all. I think I've said everything I needed to. So I'm going to start to close the bar out. And, as I close every show, like I always do, always remember to be kind to one another. And, if an opportunity presents itself to pick somebody up, please do so. We've all been through something in our life where we needed some picking up from somebody. And, if you have not, there will guarantee be a time where you're going to need somebody to pick you up. And, if you don't pick somebody up, how is that going to come back to you? So, if that makes any sense. Anyhow, I think I strung that all out. So, with all that being said,
The bar is now closed.
I can't help but wonder if I'm under a spell. It's more than a passing notion. I've never fallen with such devotion. I can't help but wonder if it's only a dream. Am I naive or can I believe that things are really as they seem? Can anyone explain how to understand what's true? I know I just can't tame it. Whenever I'm with you, I can't help but wonder if you wonder about me. 'Cause lately I can't help but wonder how wonderful this might be. Can anyone explain it? How to understand what's true? I know I just can't take it. Whenever I'm with you, but wonder if you wonder about me. 'cause lately I can't help but wonder how wonderful this might be. 'Cause lately I can't help